Sports report. Still unvaccinated against COVID-19, Djokovic is set to return to Australia in the coming days after being given permission by the country's governing powers to return, and here, we look back at the mistakes made by all sides in a story that produced no winners. Some of the most viewed video content on Tennis 365 in 2022 evolved around this story, with former British number 1 Tim Henman giving Tennis 365 his verdict on the Djokovic drama. "I can't really paint too many scenarios where there is much of an upside here," Henman told Tennis 365, in his role as a Eurosport analyst. "To reflect on the whole saga, I think it has been a shambles from start to finish. It hasn't reflected well on Tennis Australia, the Australian Open, the state of Victoria, the Australian government, Djokovic or tennis itself. Leading into one of the biggest events in our sport, you want the tennis to do the talking, and this has massively overshadowed that. From Djokovic's point of view, it is his prerogative to have a vaccine or not. What came next? Djokovic was the biggest loser in a story that ran throughout 2022. He missed all the North American events including the US Open and 4 ATP 1000 events, with the sacrifice he confirmed he was prepared to make to avoid taking a COVID vaccine costing him way too much. Djokovic would have been favored to win the US Open if he had been allowed to compete, with his form as he won Wimbledon and the end-of-season ATP Finals confirming he is still the best player in the world when he is fit and competing at his highest level. Had Djokovic handled himself a little differently at the back end of 2021, the animosity towards him from the sporting world as he tried to navigate a route into Australia and subsequent events without being vaccinated may have been diluted. Yet there is no doubt he paid a brutally heavy price for his vaccine decision. I just think the whole thing is a mess. Australian government officials take a share of the blame for encouraging Djokovic to enter the country and then changing their stance. Australian Open chief Craig Tiley came under fire for his role in the affair. At the center of the whirlwind was a tennis player who was, in many respects, innocent of the charges against him. Only Djokovic can decide whether his decision to avoid being vaccinated against COVID was worth the chaos he endured in Australia and his absence from key tournaments in 2022. Sports report.